Boom in your face. Boom in your face. Boom in your face. Boom in your face. Hello and welcome to Boom in Your Face, a platform for indie artists and musicians to come and share their new music or projects, as well as discuss topics about the music industry and the community at large. Boom in Your Face has two meanings. One is that boom in your face from the music that you're listening to. But the other boom in your face is when someone assumes the situation is one way and boom in your face is totally wrong and something totally different. So on occasion, we discuss those boom in your face moments, so watch out that someone might be you. Listeners, if you'd like to share your boom in your face music or projects, or share your boom in your face moments, or just want to join us in the conversation, reach out and email me at boominyourface616@gmail.com or visit the website and sign up for the newsletter, like, subscribe, and share the episodes. Mary Kearney. I'm your host. Welcome. So welcome. How are you today?
I'm all right. How about yourself?
I'm fine. This is a laid-back conversation. That's all we're doing.
Okay.
We're trying to get the world to know about Lac Grizzly. Am I saying it right?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to introduce you to the world and who you are. So we're going to start it with that. What do you want the people to know about yourself? How to reach you, what you're about?
Again, my name is Lac Grizzly. I'm a producer and aspiring voice actor. I'm trying to get into that. Former U.S. Marine. Right now, I run a recording studio. I make beats. I mix and master. That's my main. I'm actually working on a project myself now that I'm going to release the first single for it next month on the 3rd.
What's the name of that?
Forgive Me.
Okay. So you're going to have to give us a little sample of Forgive Me so I can put it into the mix to give them a teaser.
Hey, that'll work. That'll work.
Yeah, we wanted to get as many hits and streams and purchases as possible.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
I produced the track myself, recorded myself, mixed it, everything. Like everything's done by me. So
Okay.
and I put everything I got into it. A lot of people was wondering why it took me so long, and I was just like, I didn't really have a good excuse for it.
Perfection, maybe.
Yeah, me personally, I don't really like being in the spotlight like that.
Okay.
And I like to sit behind the boards and create as much as possible and arrange and do whatever I can. And I'll write for people occasionally too. But to actually have to get on camera and perform in front of people, I guess that performance anxiety and all of that stuff.
Yeah, okay.
That makes it kind of like scary for me, you know.
All right. Well, you look, so I got a tutorial I can send you that I've done and put together for that, because a lot of performers have that, believe it or not. No matter how infamous you might be or new to it, people struggle with that more than you think.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's nothing abnormal, nothing to be, bashful about. I mean, it's just a reality. Most people don't like to be out in the open. A lot of people that are creative also are introverted.
Yeah.
So that's just a normal thing, really.
All right. That makes me feel better.
Yeah. Millions of people will deal with that at one point in their life, no matter what. Side note. Now, you said you was a Marine. How does a Marine go from being a soldier and then turn into music, or was it something that you always wanted to do? And thank you for your service, I must say.
It was a pleasure to serve. Music has been in me since forever.
Okay.
I started taking it serious when I was 15. My dad bought my first keyboard for me. From there, I tried to learn everything I could about it. Product of it today.
Okay, so you can play real well on that keyboard?
No.
You're honest about it. I can appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm a drummer at heart, but the way the keyboards are made, I have to use those to program the different sounds and plugins that I want to use. I can play a little bit by ear,
right?
You can't put me in front of people and expect me to be like Beethoven, then it's gonna be a disaster.
You just hitting melodies.
Yes.
I got you.
Chords and all that stuff. It takes me time to piece my stuff together, but slow and steady wins the race.
There you go. It gets the job done, so that's all you needed to do.
Yes.
Right? Without having to rely on someone else that'll take up that time. So that's a good thing too, when you could do most of everything that you want to touch. So that way when you're ready to go, you could do it. Because sometimes waiting on other folks, they don't have the same momentum that you might have.
And what you say. Now, I
Hmm.
will say this: I do
Okay.
have a couple of guys that are reliable.
Okay.
Uh, Ones that can play the piano, play the
Hmm.
guitar. If I wanted to have like a more live sound to it,
Well, you
I
should have
can
brought
call
them.
them at any time.
We should have had a live little music jam session then.
Yeah, if I would have known, I would have called them ahead of time. Like, hey, let's get
Next
this
time
going.
we'll do it. Next time, maybe on May 3rd, we'll bust it wide open with a little live jam release on Boom in Your Face live for you.
You know what? I might be able to make that happen.
Okay, there's the introduction for you. I gave you the invitation. Now you just let me know if you want me to showcase you like that.
Will do.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely keep that in mind. At least I
Yeah,
won't be in front of a big crowd. That
that's
might help
right.
with the anxiety
Mm,
first.
that's right. You be in an intimate setting, and that way you'll feel more comfortable.
Right.
So that's the first thing. So see, you know what to do to try to curb that a little bit. Just do
Yes.
stuff in a more quiet, relaxed setting.
Sounds good.
Mhm. Now you said you're a beat master. Have you done beats for other people, or do you just work for
Yeah.
yourself on beats?
I've created for a lot of artists in the area.
Okay.
But I do have two, I would say, major placements.
Okay.
Uh, One with a West Coast artist named Cricket Eye. Well, his name he goes by King Cricket now.
Okay.
But he used to be a part of a group called Slaughterhouse with Joe
Okay.
Buttons and
I know them.
yeah, he so like I got a song with King Cricket. And then I did one for a guy named Young Bleed. He used to have that song "How You Do That" there back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, I got one
That's
with
cool.
him, and but it's been more I would say local or
Okay.
independent artists than anything,
Hmm.
and which that's more of my focus anyway
Right.
because I like being that stepping stone that helps boost their career.
Well, you know the thing about it is you want to be the big fish in the little pond,
Yeah,
right?
I learned that kind of later
Mm-hmm.
in life because I did have somebody who was big that has a big placement.
Right.
It was a beat that I made. I don't want to put it because
Right.
it's
I
not the
understand.
artist's fault.
Correct.
But there was a multi-platinum track that's out there that was actually produced by me, but it was
Right.
stolen from me. And
Right.
that little fish, well, he was the big fish in the pond, and
In
he
the
had a
ocean.
production team that works for him,
Mm-hmm.
and he treated me like that.
Oh, okay. So he was the big fish in the ocean, and you was the little fish out there in the sea too. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know the business,
Okay.
you
But
know,
that's
and he took advantage of
well, unfortunately that happened. I'm sorry for you, but you know what? Down the road, as you look into it, you'll still get your credits and credentials about that.
it.
And it's just a learning experience because that forced you to learn a little bit more about the business. But don't
Right,
let it taint you from dealing with other people because just because one situation turned out that way does not make all people in the industry that way. Because I hear that story all the time, but you know, it's just like life. You can some people you can trust and some you cannot. Get it on paper. Make sure you're taking your sheets into sessions. You
oh
understand?
yeah, I got contracts made up
Mm-hmm.
now,
Yeah.
and I got them done by a professional.
Correct.
You know, like this is a contract I paid for to make sure all the lingo and
Well,
everything was done right.
that's what life lessons.
Yeah, and I found out later on in life I have an uncle that's in the
Hmm.
business,
Okay.
and he's a diamond producing pretty much mogul.
Okay.
Uh, he produced for TLC, LL Cool J,
Hmm.
Lil Jon, Bohagen, Bubba Sparks, like name of Mark Morrison. He got so many songs out there. He helped put Dallas Austin on where he at and all that. So I started learning a lot of the game from him.
Hmm.
And he didn't want to throw me to the wolves too early, which, you
Right.
know, back then I was mad at him. But
Right.
now
But
I
you didn't
appreciate it.
understand. Right. You didn't
Right. I was
understand what
just
he was
ready to jump
warning
out
you. I know.
there.
I know. Because I come across a lot of artists that I have that same exact speech with because this industry is wonderful and lucrative in
Mhm.
itself. However, there's a lot of people out here that will not be kind. They will
Right.
not. They're just for self and they just got absorbed into whatever that engine is and they don't want to do right. So you just
Right.
got to be careful. You know what I mean? That's why you have to build your team and then, keep that tight. And if you see the
Right.
team is shaky, you get rid of whoever's shaky on the team. And you know how to judge people.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I got me a tight little squad now, and
Mm-hmm.
our main thing is just production. And
Right.
all of us are artists and we're producers, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like we kind of have this unwritten rule. Like if one of us need help, we just go on over there and help, you know. And
Right.
then with the way digital distribution is set up now, like through DistroKid or whoever,
Right.
we just go ahead and do the splits in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
And majority of the time, we don't even ask for a split. We just end up seeing an email and it'll say 10% here, 15% here, or whatever. I'm
Right.
like,
You
oh,
already
he
put it
put
in
me
there.
on there, cool. You know, so it's like we built, I guess, that camaraderie amongst
Right.
each other, and we all kind of just have that feeling like whoever make it first, we're gonna bring the rest of us up, you
Well,
know,
that's what
one
you're
way or
supposed
the
to
other.
do. That's how it's supposed to go. But you know, the thing about it is too, is when you take from other people there, whatever they're entitled to, it's not going to do you well anyway. You don't ever
Right.
want to take somebody else's something. And so whoever unfortunately did that to you and took it, trust me, that it didn't, it might seem like they're doing great, but they paying in a way. Something in your life is not going to be right because of that, what you thought you could take from somebody else. You can't do it.
Yeah, one of my partners that I work with now, the same producer stole from
Hmm.
him too. And this
Wow.
partner that I'm talking about, he used to be signed to Def Jam,
Okay.
and he told me his story about it. I was like, wow. So I was kind
Right.
of, I it's like that kind of just reassured me that it's a
Hmm.
lot of snakes in this industry.
Absolutely.
You try to avoid them at all costs.
That's right. But the thing at the end of the day, you don't want to be the person that everybody's talking about like that because then you know everybody's gonna step back from you at some point because they know
Right,
how you're moving. You're moving crooked.
right. And while I
Right.
always try to do right by people,
Mm-hmm.
I know it's going to come back to me eventually.
That's right.
Like I woke up like the day before yesterday, I found out I got nominated for two different awards for a local award show.
So what's the awards?
One is for engineer of the year,
Okay.
and the other one is for producer of the year.
Congratulations. Now we didn't
Thank
talk
you.
all around this local stuff. Where you did you mention where you from?
Columbus, Georgia.
Okay. All
And
right, Columbus.
I woke up again this
Mm-hmm.
morning
All
and noticed
right.
I was nominated for another one called I think it's called the King of Music.
Mm,
And I saw that, I was like, whoa,
all
and that
right.
means somebody had to put something in for me,
Right.
for it to happen. So I was like, hey, appreciate it,
There you go. Keep waking up. See that? Keep waking up. The awards are coming, right? The accolades and all of that, what you deserve, will come to you.
Yes. And I'm
Hmm.
gonna keep working hard for them too.
Just put your work in. That's it. You know, people don't understand. You want to grow off of your own efforts, right? As much
Right,
as you put in is what's going to happen.
right.
So, I mean, if you don't stop, it won't stop. It's just that simple.
Makes sense.
I mean, it's nothing hard about it. It is simple. It's nothing hard about it. Now, you said you was aspiring to being a voice actor. You got that voice. You do.
Thank you.
I could hear the different tonalities that you could use, and you'll go far with that. So definitely look into some of the big animation kind of companies.
Yeah, right now I'm working with actor named Gary Sturgis.
Okay.
He's been kind of like training me, making sure
Hmm.
that because I can be a bit on the countryside
Hmm.
sometimes,
But
and
that's
he's
okay.
helping me enunciate certain words because I wouldn't mind doing like commercials and stuff like little voiceovers and stuff.
Right.
Buy this soap and maybe you'll get clean.
Right.
I want to be
Exactly.
able to do things
Okay,
like
you were
that as
right on in
well.
there. Well, you gotta give me a boom in your face podcast kind of lead and voiceover. I'm putting you on the spot
Boom
now.
in your face podcast.
That's exactly. There you go. I might have to put that up on the site.
Hey, whatever you
Hmm.
need, I got you.
Heard it here first, y'all. But that's awesome. But there's nothing wrong with your country accent because who knows? You could write something for yourself. You don't have to
Yeah.
change your voice in order to be heard. You could just maybe make a little animated country cartoon.
Yeah, I want to try to be as versatile as
Right.
possible.
Correct.
Like I want to learn how to do the African accent or the
Okay.
English accent, and
So you need a
I've been trying to
linguistic.
train for it as much as possible.
Yes, you need a linguistic trainer
Yes,
to train your tongue for the dialects, the different dialects. Well, you can do
yes,
it. F it in, like I just told you. That's how it happened. So now you didn't tell me about voice acting. You told me about your life in military. So currently you got this new project coming out.
yes.
What do you do also in your spare time or in your work time?
In my spare time, I'm a gamer.
Oh Lord, there you go.
Like you would think I'm I'm still in high school the way I play video games. Like I love
Hey,
video games.
it's big bucks in that. That might be something too.
Yeah,
What game do
I've
you
been.
play?
I'm sorry.
What game do you play?
Name them.
The best. The best. Okay,
I,
let me back up because you're talking to a gamer mom. Now I got a son that's a gamer, so I'm gonna back it up and ask you, well, what's your ranking?
well, in
Mm-hmm.
Overwatch, I kind of suck.
Okay. All right.
I'm almost in the gold for Overwatch. It took me years to
Okay.
get there. My sons make fun of me all
Okay.
the time because they're in platinum, and they're like, "Oh man, you suck." But I've been getting better.
Yeah.
You
So you
know,
trying to get the diamond. You trying to get the diamond. I hear you.
yeah, I'm trying to get there.
Okay.
I'm gonna mess around and beat them one day, and they're gonna be like, "What?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if my son looking here like, "Yeah, right, no, dude, you suck." That's how he looking right now.
Listen, they
But
try to always try to say what we can't do. We can do it now if we want to
and then
put our mind to it.
I love hack and slash games too, like Dynasty Warriors, Devil May
Okay.
Cry.
Mm-hmm.
I like adventure, like team up, beat 'em up games, like Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
Old
okay.
school.
Okay. Okay, so you could be like the number one ranker for Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Nobody's gonna try to take that title.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
as
you'd be
far as
surprised.
work, I work at
Hmm.
a mental health hospital,
Okay,
and
that's cool.
I just recently transferred from working on the floor with the patients to actually transporting the patients.
Okay.
Uh, I like that one better because I don't sit still.
Hmm.
Like yesterday, I was in Augusta. Today, I was in Jonesboro. Uh, this is very fun because I get to do a lot of traveling and
Right.
get a lot of free food.
Get free food. All the perks of the job.
Right. And
Hmm.
another thing I like to do in my spare time that I'm glad my son likes to do as well is cook.
Okay. So you're gonna be a
So
chef
like
too. Gonna cook for the crew.
I can throw down in the kitchen. A lot of people are actually mad at me because I don't sell plates.
Okay. Well, that's one of the hats I've had in the past. I've had 3 restaurants when I used to live in Richmond, Virginia.
Nice.
So I mean, that's how I started. I was selling plates at my job, and it just grew
Hmm.
from there organically. Then next thing you know, I had restaurants, food trucks. I could make over 300 different flavors of cheesecake.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yes,
got
that's
it.
too much for me. I just like cooking.
Hmm. Yeah,
Whenever
well,
it hits me, I want to cook.
right. So then what? Then you could do cooking at it. Well, it depends on how you, little cooking competitions because I've done that too.
Yeah, I actually want to participate in one of those one day, like
Hmm.
a grilling competition. Like
Okay,
throw me a brisket on there
there you
for
go.
about 15 hours. One of them big thick briskets. Oh God.
Done
Anyway,
it. I've
uh,
done it. I know. Uh-huh.
yeah, I
Mhm.
love. I would like to become a grill master, but you
Yeah.
can't. I'm so used to trying to do everything that I had to teach myself how to slow down and focus on
Right.
one. So when
Right.
I really
Yeah.
started like honing my skills in the music area,
Correct.
that's when I started seeing a lot of improvement. I've been getting more business. Uh, that's when I started like being able to meet up with people on up north, on the west coast, on the east
Right.
coast, and everything started spreading. Before my best friend passed away, he linked
Sorry
me
about
with a
that.
guy named Chucky Workclothes,
Mm.
and he is like one of the biggest artists up in Indianapolis right
Okay.
now. He told me he had a song with Cricket, King Cricket,
Okay.
and he was looking for beats.
Mhm.
And it was like, yo, I gotta have something good that he gonna rap on. What I said, oh, I got something for you immediately. I sent it straight to his phone. He's like,
Right.
yo, this is perfect. Let me see if he likes it, and we're gonna go from there. He was
Right.
so happy at the fact that he liked that beat that he flew me out to Vegas,
All right.
and that's where they filmed part of the video. And then
Okay.
we went to Cali and filmed the rest of the video with Crook, and
Mhm.
that's how I made the connection with him, and I was able to get a beat to him,
Okay.
and everything just took off. And I'm just waiting for him to drop it because it's a powerful song.
Mm.
And it's like I don't know if I can reveal too many details, but
Right.
it's it's political
So,
in
okay.
its nature,
Mhm.
and it's when I say it's powerful, it makes you sit down and think.
Okay. Well, we all need to be thinking about things.
Yeah,
So that's a
like
good thing.
I'm pretty sure he ain't gonna kill me for saying one line, but one line that stuck with me that like
Mhm.
really touched me.
Right.
He said, "Homeless vets paint the city. I guess that's the art of war." And I
Right.
was like, "Whoa!"
Mm.
And he was talking about all these different issues that we have going in the black community
Right.
and how we can fix it and what was going on with the presidency and it
Mhm.
was so much packed into that one song, and I was just like, that's gonna hit a lot of people in the face when it
It
drops.
definitely will. That's profound because you even for the fact that we saying that in 2022, if we just go back to 19 in the 70s when they came home from Vietnam, they were singing the same tunes, right? Marvin Gaye was saying what's going on, and we had
Right,
Muhammad Ali not even wanting to go. I mean, so that's profound because we had this whole stretch of time, and it's still you can say it right now, and it's still prevalent,
right. And
right?
and it's
So
sad, you
it
know, because
is.
these guys go over there, they develop PTSD,
Yes.
they don't know how to handle it,
Hmm.
and that situation sometimes causes them to end up homeless. But they won't say that they're a veteran or anything. They just ask for help, you
Right.
know. And it's just it hurts me to my core, you
Of
know, because I'm
course, it
like,
should.
yo, you went over there and risked your life for a country that
Absolutely.
isn't even showing you the same respect.
For everybody that's enjoying the freedoms that we do. That's
Right,
basically what it is. I mean, anybody that signs up and takes that trip, that's what they're doing. They're going for us. So, I mean, to come back and to have that, because now we're going into what you're saying that you do on the side with mental health, because that
right,
becomes a mental health issue. That's really why they're homeless. It's not because they're not really able to earn a living, it's because they're suffering from mental illness that they cannot hold down these jobs like they want to or have a normalcy in their life. And that's a whole nother thing.
right.
Hmm. So, you know,
Wow,
it, it's
I
huge.
like your podcast. This is like we're touching some of everything.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's how I try to keep it as just a conversation, because it all is interconnected because we're connected. You know what I mean? You write your music to reflect what you see, what you experience, right? And
Right,
so,
and my project, like the full project that I'm working on, is
right.
called Memoirs of a Juggernaut,
Okay.
and it's a very very personal
Hmm.
album.
Okay.
I come from some really dark places,
Okay.
and the whole purpose of the album is so you can get inside my head and the PTSD that I have to deal with.
Right.
Uh, but you know, every song isn't dark, of course. It's just I want the world to be able to see that you know
The
everything isn't
experience.
happy go lucky.
Correct.
You know,
Correct.
but I do have some songs. You know, they'll start off dark, but then
Mhm.
I tell you how I got out of that dark place.
Let's
You
see.
know,
Okay.
and I want the album to be known as real,
Hmm.
and I want something for everybody on there too. So I'm trying to create classics instead of just something trendy that's going to be forgotten tomorrow.
Right. Well, which should always be the goal is that you want something timeless. Like I said, you could play it now in 2022 or go back 50 years and play it, and it's still that powerful and impactful to the community that hears it. That's what you want your music to represent.
Right.
So I get it. I get it. So that's something that you said you're working on right now.
Yes.
Okay, so
I
you're gonna
don't
have to
know how
definitely
many
come back.
tracks total that I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to have on there. I'm like 9 completed tracks in right now.
Okay.
I would like to be able to release it this year. I'm gonna try.
Well,
I'm gonna try.
listen.
If I don't get it by the end of this year, it's definitely gonna be done by the beginning of next year.
Right.
I think people are going to like it. The few tracks that I previewed, they were like, "Whoa, I didn't even know you rap." I was like, "Yeah." I
Yeah.
just didn't showcase a lot of stuff like that. So, like even the song that you want to preview today,
Right.
I took all 19 years of my marriage,
Hmm.
everything I done wrong. I made a one big "I'm sorry" song
Okay.
in there.
Sometimes you gotta do it.
Two people cried on me, you know, and it's like, "Oh my
Okay.
god," you know.
Hmm.
And I had one female get mad at her dude, and the dude looked at me like, "Dude, why'd you play that with her right there? I just gonna expect that from me," you know.
Well, I mean,
and
step up,
and some people were telling me it sounds like you were talking to me directly, even though I know that song is for your wife. It sounded
Right.
like you were talking to me directly, and that's what I want. I don't want you to
Hmm.
just just bob your head and be like, "Ooh, what's next?" You
You want
know.
to resonate. I understand.
Yes, yes,
So
that
that's
big word.
great. Okay. That's funny. So at least your wife appreciated it. So that was the main focus of the song, but then it was able to bubble out into the streams that is going to carry into a lot of hearts. And I'm sure
Yes.
people will be drawn into it. I'm great. It's going to be a great success. You know why? Because of your personal touch. It's your story. Nobody can tell your story.
Right. And I think that's why people like Tupac was so
Hmm.
powerful because
Yeah.
the stories he had, like Dear Mama, to me
It's
that's
real.
one of the most powerful songs he's had out there.
Yes.
Dear Mama, Keep Your Head Up, things of that nature.
Brenda
Those are
had a
songs that's
baby.
gonna be played forever now.
Hmm.
Brenda Had a Baby,
Mm.
that's where he got started,
Correct.
and you can still play them songs now And like you was mentioning earlier, that stuff that's still going on today.
Correct.
And
Unfortunately.
Pac been dead over 20 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Still being in a discussion as the GOATs, you know.
That's
I'm
right.
like, that's something you can't imitate.
Yeah, but it's a thing too is that although you want to always be truthful to yourself and be true to your word and what you create, it also is a dangerous space because people don't want to hear the truth.
Right.
You understand? Right. So that's a thing too.
I tried to make the majority of the album about me.
Correct.
And let them know what I did to get out of that dark place. Like a lot of people won't even be able to tell that it's a Christian hip hop album.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, whoa. I was like, yeah, we have problems too. Everything ain't happy-go-lucky.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. That's why we relying on the Lord to get us through these things.
Yes.
Because we cannot do it.
So once, and I think when people hear it, back in the day, I used to be the guy who always wanted to make club bangers.
Okay.
I started out listening to the very first 2 albums I ever heard that was in the secular industry.
Right.
Was AT-Aliens from Outkast and Wu-Tang Forever. Those are the first 2 albums I ever heard. And you know, those albums are nowhere near alike.
They are different people, but they both out there.
I just got to Germany at the time. So I'm experiencing a different culture and I'm experiencing 2 different regions of music all at the same time. And I think that helped mold my style of music.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to sound like everybody that's out at the current moment, unless it was somebody like Timbaland or Dr. Dre. Those are my favorite producers.
Okay, how could they not be? You know what I mean? They're geniuses. So there you go.
Yes.
No, I was just gonna say I had the luxury of hearing Timbaland live on my alma mater, Full Sail, last year.
For real.
He came and threw down.
Yeah, I think I would have became a total fanboy. You know.
Yeah, nothing like hearing him live. He's amazing.
Man. That had to be an experience.
It was exhilarating. And then I'm listening to you saying about TLC, the one that makes do the beats for them. Very humble, great guy. Leslie, he's great. So
yeah, I wish you could meet my uncle. He his name is Gerald Hall. And he has his own production called Down the Hall Production.
Okay.
Every time I go in his room and I see all them different plaques and stuff he got up on the wall, I'm just like, man, I want one, at least one. That's all I need is one, and I can scratch it off my bucket list. You know.
Well, get ready to scratch it off because you're gonna get many, not one but many. So you get ready to get scratching.
And I will take it happily. I accept.
Well, you know how I can meet your uncle. You introduce me to your uncle. That's how that goes.
Oh yeah, I already plan on doing this. Okay. You know.
And they talk real talk. They don't just talk just about the industry. Talk about the world. Right. I appreciate you. I thank you for coming on. It's been a pleasure talking with you. Yes, well, May 3rd is open. Like I said, just let me know so we could get that organized.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
Could push
I'm
up for this.
I'm gonna check my schedule and make sure everything is clear.
I might have a grill bumping in the background, some brisket on the grill.
Okay. Okay.
And do it live like that. But that's awesome. Thank you for coming on. It's been wonderful talking with you. And I can hear all of the voice characters coming through you. You can do it. If that's what you really desire to do, it's right there. Just touch it and grab it.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, go. I know I ain't the best at communicating.
Listeners, I want to thank you again for joining me for another episode of Boom in Your Face. Please remember to support the podcast on the website. As a reminder, if you'd like to share your Boom in Your Face music, or share your Boom in Your Face moment, or just want to join in the conversation, reach out and email me at boominyourface616@gmail, or visit the website and sign up for the newsletter and share your story. I'm your host, Mary Kearney. Be blessed. Boom in your face. Boom in your face. Boom in your face. Boom in your face.